I leap into some guy called Burt with a funny shaped head. It turns out I've got to play a ton of sports games. Well, 6. But it still sounds like a lot of effort. It is online though, which means Burt gets to play with kids all around the world without getting put on some sort of register. Burt refers to himself in the third person as he calls himself the Burt. We start off by joining a game of bowling, and the Burt is keen to show all these peeps what he can do with his balls. By which I mean bowling balls, of course. We manage to get some strikes, some spares, and use the emotes to laugh at all those getting eliminated. We survive the first rounds, which is impressive because I'm used to the ball ending up in the gutter, like my life. The Burt continues to embarrass everyone else with his amazing ball action, and ends up with a semi, which is thankfully the only semi that Burt has, what with all the kids about. He wins the semi-final though, and eventually the final, and the Burt is the king of bowling. With that win, we unlock some goodies, and we end up winning this outfit, so I end up putting it straight on the Burt for his next game, which is football. It's a good job that I'm playing this on here, because 2-footing kids in real life is likely to lead to some legal issues again. At the beginning, the 2 squads line up, and I spend my time flopping about like this. In the matches there's no referee, so it's free reign, though no matter how hard I try to kung fu my opponents, nothing seems to connect, like my YouTube channel. Still, the Burt manages to score with an amazing header, and rubs it in the kids' faces with a wonderful celebration. Despite the other team's best efforts, the Burt has stamina for days, and we get the win. The Burt poses with the team to celebrate the victory like it's some sort of real accomplishment. The Burt's next challenge is badminton. Now, I've never been very good at badminton, mainly because I spend too much time laughing at the word shuttlecock. I don't know what I'm doing and just throw my arms about, but it still works out well, and I manage to absolutely embarrass my opponent, who I can only assume is bedazzled by the Burt's wondrous outfit. Volleyball is the next game to play, and one that I've never really played. Fortunately, it's not on a beach. No, not because it would be inappropriate to see a bunch of kids in skimpy outfits, but because I'm ginger, and even thinking about the sun gives me skin cancer. I don't really know what I'm doing in this either, and the game keeps telling me to spike, even though I've already told that officer that I was only holding on to those roofies for a friend. Still, I just aim to hit the ball at their face, and my partner and the Burt get the win. They didn't seem impressed by a grown man gloating, but fuck 'em. We move on to tennis, which surprised me when I realised I'd be playing with a clone of the Burt, and here was me thinking one Burt was enough. Whenever my opponent scores, I make sure the Burt blasts out a bunch of profanities. Ow! That was in, you bleeping bleep! Despite the game's best efforts to cheat me, the Burts are too much for their opponents, and just like them, it's game, set, and match? The last sport is the fighting one, and it's nice to be legally allowed to physically assault children in public. It's much more fun than doing it in private. I go around bashing up kids left, right and centre. I try to force them into making mistakes, like my mum said I was. It's fun knocking the kids off the platform and seeing the horror on their faces as they fall into the pool. Hopefully they can swim, because the Burt is running out of places to put the bodies. Eventually though, the Burt gets his comeuppance when he's absolutely manhandled by one kid, who clearly knows how to handle his equipment and really gives it to me. The Burt is beaten, bruised and embarrassed as he's knocked into the pool. He pisses himself and increases the depth of the pool with his tears, whilst I'm off to another game. I wonder what I'll be playing next.
Darkland, and close my eyes
Boy.
and quench my breath.